upper body mobility routine. Just to kind of loosen up your neck, shoulders, chest. What you'll need today is a towel, just a hand towel, and then some sort of either a yoga mat or a comfortable floor space where you can kind of spread out. We're going to start in kneeling, but feel free, if you're uncomfortable kneeling, you can sit on a chair or you can stand to start. I'm going to start with some chin retractions, okay? So just kind of giving yourself a nice little double chin. This is not the most attractive move, but it's a really nice one, especially if you sit at a desk all day. And I'm going to turn sideways just so that you can see what I'm doing here. Think of pushing your head back kind of like a drawer, and then you're almost thinking about elongating up through the top of your head, and you should feel a bit of a stretch just up, right below the hairline there. So about 10 repetitions in total. All right, excellent. And then from here, I'm going to turn back so you can see me. We're just going to start by doing kind of some small head circles. So this should all be pain-free. It's okay if you feel a stretch, that's what kind of we're after, but we don't want any pain with this. So think about keeping a tiny bit of a chin tuck as you're going through this whole movement, especially as you're moving your head back. You don't want to throw your head backwards. Just nice and gentle with that bit of a tuck, and then pushing back. Okay, and as you're getting warmed up into this, think about increasing that range of motion, so moving in bigger circles if you're able, but again, all of this is going to be completely pain-free. Some crackles and pops are okay, again, as long as there's no pain. I'm going to go 5 times in each direction. Switch. One more. Okay, and then back to center, and then again, give yourself a nice little chin tuck here, and we're going to start by stretching everything on that right side, so chin tuck, and then you're just going to slowly bring your left ear to your left shoulder, feeling a nice stretch on that right side. And some deep breaths as you exhale. You're going to sink deeper into that stretch. We're going to hang out here for 3 big breaths. And come back up, and then same thing on that other side. So right ear to the right shoulder, and keeping that little bit of chin tuck there, and 3 big breaths here. Perfect, and come back to center. We're going to go back to the left side. This time, you're still keeping the chin tuck, going to the side, but you're just going to gently kind of roll your head forward a little bit, and then turn to the left like you're trying to smell your armpit. And a couple of deep breaths here. And you should feel that stretch down the back. Come back up, and same thing to the right. So right ear to right shoulder. Roll your head forward a little bit, and then turn just slightly to the right like you're trying to smell your armpit. And 3 big breaths here. back up to center. All right, we're going to start with some shoulder rotations. So here we're just moving our shoulder blades. You're coming up towards your ears, squeezing them together behind your back, pulling them down to the floor, and then forward. So thinking about making big circles with your shoulder blades. Again, as big as you can go, as long as it's pain-free. And don't forget to breathe. So we're breathing throughout this entire sequence, never holding our breath. We're going to go for about 5 big circles in each direction. So we're at 4 here. And switch sides. So now you're going up and forward, down, back, up, forward, down, and back for 5 circles. Okay, now that we're all kind of loosened up here, we're going to move on to the shoulders. So we'll start with the right side. And you're going to start with your thumb pointing up towards the ceiling. You're going to raise your arm up, then turn your palm to face away from you and make as big of an arc as you can, kind of backwards out to the side. And you're turning. You're going to end up with your arm by your side and your palm facing out. Then from here, we're going to just reverse that. So push back, you're going to turn, palm facing away, and up and over, forwards. We're going to go through that a couple more times. So up with your thumb up, turning your palm to face away from you, back in as big of an arc as you can, bringing it up right beside you with the palm facing out, and then reverse. So pushing back, rotating so that your palm is facing out, and big arc back and forward. Okay, again, we're going to go about 2 more times here. And you're trying to get as much range as you can without any pain. And I know sometimes shoulders can be a little bit clicky, clunky, and pinchy. We do not want the pinchy. So a little bit of clicking, again, is okay as long as it's pain-free. But be nice to yourselves here and just stay within a comfortable range. And the more you go through this, the better this should start to feel. You should start to get a little bit more range on each repetition. We're going to go 1 more time here and then switch sides. Switch over to the other side. So again, up with your thumb pointing up, rotate your palm to face away from you, big arc out and back, and up with your hand by your side, palm facing out, and then reverse, push back, rotate so the palm faces out, up and over, and back down to where you started. 4 more times on that side. This is the last one. And feel free, if you're feeling like you could still get some more range here, pause, do a couple more of these guys on your own. Let's do 1 more. And before we move on, I'm just going to give our wrists some love and just circles with your wrists. We're going to go about 15 maybe in each direction. And again, thinking about getting as much range as you can with your wrist. So we're not moving the forearms, it's just the wrist. If you want, you can support one forearm, do one side at a time, like so. And this should again be pain-free. All right, and we're going to move on into a 4-point, so like a on your hands and knees kind of position. If this is not your favorite for your wrists, then you can grab your towel and kind of roll it. And then from here, you can put kind of the heels of your hands on the towel so that your wrists are in a little bit less of an extreme position if this is more comfortable for you. Okay, so we're actually going to continue with the wrists, and we're just going to do some rocking back and forth. So hands flat on the mat, and then gentle rocking forward and gentle rocking back. And this is, again, always within a comfortable range, so you should feel stretched, that's okay. But if this is painful, then try to modify it either by kind of decreasing the amount that you're rocking or by using that towel. I'm just going to stay here for about, again, 10-ish repetitions. And I'm going to flip so that fingers are facing towards you, and then just the same rocking back and forth. Again, if this is an uncomfortable position, you can modify it. You can kind of go against the wall if you'd like so that you don't have as much weight on your hands. You can skip this altogether, or you can use that towel to prop the heels of your hands up a little bit. Here just for about, again, 10 repetitions. Don't forget to breathe. Always breathing. Okay. Flip our hands back, and we're going to do a little bit of shoulder blade movements. So almost like a cat camel, if you're familiar with that. We'll get to that one, but for now, just kind of dropping your chest down towards the mat, thinking about squeezing your shoulder blades behind your back, and then reversing. So either think about pushing yourself away from the mat or pushing the mat away from you, and kind of stretching in between those shoulder blades. You can do that 3 more times, just like so. And then from here, we're going to push away and then stay here for a second. A nice deep breath. Think about breathing into your back in between those shoulder blades. And exhale. And then drop down, and we're going to do the same thing. This time though, you're going to take a deep breath into your chest. And we're going to do that 2 more times in each position. So up, pushing yourself away from the mat. Deep breath in between your shoulder blades. And then down. And same thing, deep breath into your chest. And one more time. Up. And back down. Okay. And then from here, we're going to move into a cat camel. So arching your back, pretend like there's a string in the middle of your back and it's pulling you up, 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 up. And then reverse that and think about making yourself into a U shape and sinking your chest down, arching your back. And we're going to go through this movement about 5 times back and forth. And don't forget to breathe. All right, and we're going to start to work on a little bit of rotation. So we're going to be doing an exercise called thread the needle. Again, same thing in this 4-point position here with your towel if your wrists are uncomfortable. And so from here, let's start with the right side. So you're going to take your right arm and you're just going to thread it through underneath your left as far as you can go. And we're thinking about rotating through the thorax here. So reach, 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 reach. And then as we're going to pull back, hand's going to come behind your head. And you're going to rotate up towards the ceiling, reaching that elbow to the ceiling. Good. Come back. Reach, 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 reach. Hand behind your head, elbow to the ceiling. Do this 5 times. And then one more time, and then this time you're going to reach with your whole arm. Let's do that one more time. So through, back, and out. Fingers to the ceiling. Okay. Perfect. And then switch sides, so same thing on the other side. Reaching as far as you can with your fingertips along the floor. And then back, up, elbow to the ceiling. So 5 times here, and then twice reaching with the full arm. And feel free to modify if you like the full arm reach. You can do that for all the repetitions. And then twice, reaching with your arm. Perfect. Okay. Next, we're going to work a little bit on shoulders. So this one's going to get those muscles in the back firing a little bit as well. What you're going to do is you're going to take your towel roll and place it down on your yoga mat. And then you're just going to lie down with your forehead on that roll. Okay? The alternative to this would be to do this exercise up against the wall if you're uncomfortable lying down or if your shoulders just don't have as much mobility. So we're going to go through an exercise called the Y's and T's. So from here, lying in this position, You're gonna reach your arms forward in a Y shape, kind of like the YMCA dance, thumbs pointing up to the ceiling. And we're gonna start with the right side, and you're just gonna lift your arm up towards the ceiling and back down. And we're gonna do this for 5 repetitions. And don't forget to breathe. And then 5 on the other side. Think about keeping your shoulder away from your ear so you're not shrugging here. You should feel this in your back, like those muscles are doing a little bit of work there. Perfect, and then we're just gonna bring our arms out to the sides, kind of like in a T position now. And then the same thing here. So with your thumbs up, you know, lift back down. And think about keeping your shoulder blades away from your ears here so that you're not shrugging up like this. Thinking about opening through the chest and really getting your back to do some work here. And 5 on the other side. And I'm just going to take you through range here. So you're going to come back to that Y position, thumbs up, raising both arms at the same time now, bringing them up into that T position, then turning your palms down, and then bringing your hands back like so, and then back up to that T position with your thumbs up, back into the Y, and down. And let's do that 4 more times for a total of 5. So up, into the Y, into the T, turning your palms to face each other, and then back. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. Last one here. And 5. Okay. Excellent. Shake it out a little bit, and we're going to get into kind of a child's pose here. So again, starting in that 4-point, and then from there you're just going to kind of rock your bum back and reach your arms forward as much as you can, and sink back. From here, you're going to walk both hands over to the left side, and then think about sinking your bum down a little bit towards the right. So you should have a big stretch on the right side here. And we're going to stay here for 3 deep breaths. Perfect. And walk back over to the center. Sinking back. Couple of deep breaths here as well. And think about sinking back more every time you exhale. Okay. And then walk your hands over to the right. And then from here, think about sinking down towards the left, and you should have a big stretch on the left here, and we're going to hang out here for 3 big breaths. Okay, excellent. Walk your way back over to the center, back up into that 4-point, and then we're just gonna finish with some Cobra stretches. So from here, legs down, hands kind of by your chest, and you're gonna push yourself up into this position. Now, if you can't get up here, pushing yourself up onto your elbows is perfectly fine, or even less than that is okay too. Whatever you're able to do. And we're gonna go for 10 repetitions and think about trying to increase your range with every repetition here. And again, don't forget to breathe. Three more for 10. And with these, notice how I'm not pushing my head back, so I'm not getting into this position, maintaining that chin tuck a little bit. And last one. All right, and that's that. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed the stretch.